Hello everyone, it's Lee here. Thanks for joining me. We're doing another day of this mixed media fun scapade, whatever you want to call it. Day 6 we're up to, so it's about the 13th of May when you're going to see this. So the prompt for today is music to my eyes. This is a challenge that's not really a challenge. It's just something I thought of myself. I wanted to do some mixed media stuff, and I thought, well, why don't I bring you guys along for the ride, and anyone who wants to join in is more than welcome to do so. So M.A.G.I.E, what it stands for is Mixed Media, Achievable Art Awakening, Grunge Good and Goodness, Graphical Wonders, Intuitive and Impulsive, Expressive Experiments. So in other words, just go crazy on the page. There's no boundaries, no expectations, and no experience necessary. You can do this at your own pace. You don't have to do it on the same day as me. You don't have to do the same things as I do. You just do whatever you want to. So in the video description box, you'll also find a link to this document that you can print off and do these at your own pace. Do these at your own pace. Okay, so firstly I'm going to start by gluing down some paper. So this has already got a coat of gesso on it, but that was more just to stiffen the paper up a bit. So I'm going to glue down some music sheet. Okay, so I've got a coat of music paper on there. Now what I'm going to do now is apply, I think I'll do my texture paste first. So I've got a stencil and letters and numbers stencil. I think I'll put some of that on. Haven't used this before. It's not punched out properly in some places. Get all them off, otherwise they'll get stuck in the texture paste. I'm going to put some there and a little bit there, maybe a little bit across the middle. Alrighty. I'm just going to use this to get it out with, because this container is getting right down near the bottom. I like this because some letters are back to front and upside down, so it's quite random. So what I'm going to do now is dry that off and dry the paste, and then I'm going to add some gesso. I was just wondering whether I should put some more across the top. I think I will, just a little bit. Paper's a bit wrinkly, so I'm really having to push down. I just think this will benefit from the texture up there, because I'm going to drip some inks down the page before much longer. Right, I'm going to dry that off. Well, we're dry enough to work on again, and what I like to do is just put a little bit of collage on here. What's happening over here is because there's a fold in that bag, so it's creating this gully in the middle of the page. So I just want to strengthen that up by adding some bits of paper, which I've just pulled out of magazines and I've sorted it into colours. So I'm going to be using, instead of the Distress Oxides, I'm going to be using some acrylic inks instead, and they're in like turquoise and greens, grey colours, so I'll be using that. So I'm just going to glue down mainly across here and just here, I think, probably a little bit there. And I'm going to use matte gel medium to do that. So I will fast forward you through this little bit. Now I'm going to put some gesso on the page, just to sort of blend in the pieces of paper. Okay, so I'm going to just dry that a little bit. It's not really wet, but I just want to get the moisture off there, and then I'm going to apply some inks and let them run down the page, squirt them with some water. So I'll get that dry. Okay, so I've got turquoise, grey, violet and transparent burnt sienna. So they're all acrylic inks. And then I've got a distress mica stain from Ranger, which is called Fortune Teller, which is metallic purple. And then forest moss. So I'm firstly going to put some grey across the top. I'm going to do one side at a time, and when you do this sort of thing you need to have a paper towel or something to catch the drips as they run down the page and off all over the place. So I'm just going to use a dropper, place it along the top, down here a little bit. And then I'm going to apply some water to it. I always put the lids back on my inks now after having a disaster. Maybe not that one. Squirt's too hard. It's better. Okay, so that looks nice. I'm going to add some turquoise into that. So that's actually grey, but it looks purpley to me. See what this one looks like. And this one is burnt sienna. So I'm just going to apply some water to that, and then I'm going to just move the book around a little bit so I can get them to blend and run. Clear the decks a bit. Okay, I'll get rid of that. I do have a piece of absorbent paper to come there, and I'm just going to put a bit of paper towel under this page to make sure it doesn't run onto the other pages. Oops, a little bit of run that I didn't expect then. Okay, so here we go. So I know if those three colours get together, they're going to make a brownie sort of colour. But I quite like the way that looks at the moment. Let's go back upwards. And I'm just going to lift it a little bit out of there. I think that turquoise is just a little bit too dominant in some places. I love the way it looks there. Yeah. I'm going to dry that off. So I'm going to add more of the burnt sienna and the grey. going to dry that now. So I'm going to put some gesso on here now just to lighten up some of the darker areas. So that green's not waterproof. It's water reactive because it's a distress ink. Whereas the acrylic inks, doesn't matter what you put on over the top of them, they stay where they are. They don't move. So I'm also going to add some unbleached titanium to this as well. No matter what brushes I have, I always come back to my fingers. Okay. Some unbleached titanium. Just a nice change from the stark white of the gesso. Still got that bump or valley in the page. Might have to put a splint on the other side of it. Although once I do the other page, the next day's project over here, it's probably going to fix that up. Now, as I've already got numbers in that stencil, I thought I might use a number stamp somewhere. See if I can get a couple to print on the page. Right, so I've got a colour called Rich Cocoa rather than black. I thought I'd give that a try, and it can be quite difficult to get a good stamped image on a page when there's lots of texture. So that doesn't look too bad. I wish it was bigger. Let's try this one. I'm just gonna, not gonna worry about the acrylic block. Just going to pop that there. I think I'd rather black. I need to either get it re-inked or buy a new one. And I've seen the big ones that people use. I like the look of them. They're way bigger than this. I forgot to put the sponge up there, didn't I? Okay, so I'm going to put numbers there again. And here. Go there. What's this one? Not sure. Abstract circles and some text. Looks like it belongs with the other one. Okay, that'll do. what do I want to do next? I would like to put some flowers in there, so I'm just going to draw some flowers and then I'll go over it and colour in the petals. So I'm going to have one tall one and one not so tall. So the centre of my flower, and this is really very loose, as you can see. So I'm just really pushing this pencil around. Not too particular about where it's going. So over here I'm going to have some longer petals. Some over the back that you can't see properly. Something like that. I might just leave it at the 2 for the time being and then reassess, see whether I need to put anything else on here. See, this is a really fine Posca pen. Just going to sketchily go over the flower and then I'm going to paint the petals roughly. Might give it some leaves, a couple of leaves. Okay. I'm not worried whether I go over those pencil marks or not. They're actually done with a water-soluble pencil. So if I put anything wet over the top of them, they're going to blend anyway. So a couple of leaves. And I like to just push the pen around on the page, because what it does is it skips over all the texture. Just going to keep cleaning the paint off the nib. It's not going to work now. I want another circle. Let's go up here. It might be a little bit wet up there still. With these circles, I'm just going to put some dots. Love the way this looks. One of my favourite doodles that I've just discovered recently. Okay, and I think I'll just put a couple of dots on the stems. Like that. Okay, so now I'm going to paint those flowers. I've got a really nice greeny colour. I think I'll just finger paint them. I like that against the purple. When I finish, I'll go over any lines that I've covered with the paint because I don't want them covered. I'm not trying to stay within the lines. I'm just roughly putting these on. And in the centre, I have got this pink yellow or yellow pink. Just going to put that in there. And I'm just going to put a little bit, oh, I've got some green on my finger, so I like the way that mixed. Just in each of these circles. I don't want to fill them up, just want to add a little bit to it. Okay. I'm happy with that, the way it's looking. And the other thing that I think it sort of needs before I dry it off is maybe a little bit more gesso. So I'm just going to use this thicker gesso. I just want to lighten up a couple of areas. Yeah, I think it just needs just a touch now that those flowers have gone in there. Just getting a bit more contrast between the flowers and the background. Bringing back a bit of that freshness. Okay, I'm going to dry that and then I'm going to re-establish those lines that I've just smudged a little bit or covered over. just going to do a little bit of flower doodling down the bottom here. I like this yellow colour here, yellow pink it's called. So I want to put a little bit of that in somewhere. Just a bit of, just some little marks. And I'm going to carefully outline these ones because that's wet. I'm just trying to be careful with them. Just scratchy. Outlines, so sketchy, I think is the word. Okay. I don't know that it needs too much more. Maybe a few dots with that bigger pen. Maybe some dots in there. I don't want to put dots in that one. I'm just wondering whether it needs another flower in the middle. Let's see if I can just draw one in, just a different sort. And maybe this one can just be this colour. If I can find the brush. Oh, there it is. Maybe it's got pink leaves. Okay. I think I'm going to call that done. I love it. I think it's beautiful. I love the combination of colours. I love that green and that pink together. And I think it's a beautiful contrast to the purples in the background and the other colours. The only thing I need to do is the edge of the page. So I'm just going to get my crayon. And I'm just going to go around the edge of the page with this just to finish it off. This is so enjoyable to do, so I hope you have a go. You don't have to do the same as me, just do whatever you want to do. But I'm just hoping to give you a couple of ideas while I enjoy myself. Okay, so if you are doing something and you want to show me your work and you don't want to do that publicly, as in on social media, you can get my email address from my video description box and you can send me an email. Alright, calling it done. Alright, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already subscribed to the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. Hit the notification bell, then you will get an email, hopefully, whenever I have a new video coming out. And in the meantime, happy crafting, happy painting, happy creating. So I'll see you in the next video. So the next one is M.A.G.I.E, and I'm looking forward to that one. So happy creating, everyone. Hugs and cheers from Australia. Hooroo.